Welcome back everybody to another Fit Tips with Autumn. Today we're coming to you from my kitchen to talk about Healthy Eating 101. Now when you decide you want to start eating healthy, things can be really confusing. There's so much information out there that it's hard to know where to start. You got to think about how much you should be eating. Can you cook your own foods? Can you still eat out? All things like that. So we want to go through today, just talk about Healthy Eating 101 and cover the basics and where we start off with our clients. The first thing that we have our clients address is figuring out why exactly they want to make some changes to their eating habits. Do you have any specific health factors that you're trying to improve, whether that's high blood pressure or high cholesterol? Are you training for an event like a marathon or a run, or some other competition? Are you simply trying to lose body fat or add muscle mass? Knowing what exactly it is that you're shooting for will help you decide where you need to start and how strict you need to be with your eating habits. If you've ever tried dieting before, then you know that forcing a ton of restrictions onto your eating habits pretty much sucks. And what I've found is really the level of that suckage really determines how long you're able to stay on that diet and keep all those restrictions. So we want to try to do the opposite of that when we start out changing our eating habits. So the first thing that we have our clients do is create a list of all the foods that they enjoy. We have them separate that into 4 different categories. So we have them write out all the proteins that they enjoy, all the carbs that they enjoy, fats that they enjoy, and then vegetables that they enjoy. And that way, when we create a meal plan for them or create an idea of a plan for them, we're choosing from foods that they actually like instead of trying to start off with a whole bunch of restrictions and telling them things that they can't eat. So that list is going to come in super handy when you're planning your meals and when you're grocery shopping. All you have to do is choose an item from each category and boom, you've got a super simple, easy to cook, healthy meal, and you've got your grocery list already planned out for you. Now I don't like to have clients do a ton of calorie counting. There's just too much margin of error and it really becomes a pain in the ass to calculate all your calories for the day and try to stick to that. So instead of doing that, we like to give people an idea of portion sizes just so they have a picture in their mind of what things should look like when they're eating a meal, what their plate should look like. So we use our hands to give an idea of portion sizes for each of those 4 categories that we talked about. So we use a palm for protein. So for men, we're doing 2 palms of protein, and for women, we're going to do 1 palm of protein for meal. And using your hand will actually work really well because it's going to be proportionate to your body. For vegetables, we like to use the fist. So for men, again, that's going to be 2 fists full of veggies. And for women, that's going to be 1 fistful of veggies per meal. For carbs, we like to use a handful. Again, that's going to be 2 handfuls of carbs for men and 1 handful for women. And then for fats, we like to use the thumb. So 2 thumbs of fat for men and 1 thumb of fat for women. Now, the common sense rule still applies here, right? If you're trying to lose weight, then reduce those portion sizes down a little bit. If you're a larger person and you need more food, then increase those portion sizes a little bit. Always the common sense rule applies and we adjust those portion sizes up or down to fit the person. I hear a lot that healthy eating is boring and there's this idea that if you're eating healthy, then your food should taste like cardboard. And while your food may not be amazing, right? It's hard to compare steamed broccoli to chocolate donuts. That doesn't mean that it has to be boring. So we need to get away from this idea that all of our foods need to taste like chocolate donuts. We've been programmed that way by media and advertisements and food packaging that food should be amazing and wow, we need to have this amazing experience every time we put a bite into our mouths. And that doesn't necessarily need to be the case, but again, that doesn't mean that healthy eating needs to be boring. So your food should be good, and that gets back to choosing foods that you like to eat. And improving your cooking skills and using a cookbook and healthy recipes is going to go a long way towards helping you make food that you actually enjoy. And then the last thing to remember is healthy eating is not about perfection. You're going to have things come up in life that are just going to get in the way of your ability to eat the way that you planned, right? You might have a soccer practice that you have to take your kid to. Your spouse might get sick and you might have to take over some of their responsibilities. You might get invited to a dinner party. So you're not always going to be able to eat to this perfect meal plan. And that's why we like to give people ideas to follow versus a strict meal plan and all these restrictions that they need to stick to, because life happens and it's going to get in the way and you're not going to be able to stick to that meal plan. So always remember that we don't have to shoot for perfection to still be able to see results and achieve our goals. As always, thanks for tuning in. Please leave some comments below if you have any questions, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.